Welcome everyone to this webinar on CARE360 for COVID-19 Safety Assurance. Very glad that all of you have registered for the CARE360 initiative, and also you found time to attend this webinar. So just to give you a small introduction, I know all of you would have read about CARE360 in the emails and through other campaigns that we have been doing. CARE is an initiative by Audit 360, and CARE stands for COVID-19 Awareness and Risk Elimination. It's an initiative by Audit 360 for the entire corporate community across the globe to assist them with their fight against COVID-19. It is a shared platform where a standard checklist for office premises audit on safety and hygiene parameters is shared with all registered organizations. They can use it for as many audits as they want. Like in your cases, you may use CARE360 for as many audits as you want. You can conduct the audits, and it is a free subscription that is offered under this shared platform. The idea of the webinar today is to familiarize all of you with the CARE application, just to give more details on why CARE, what it does, and how it helps you, and also to get into the operational steps of looking at CARE360 in terms of how to schedule, how to execute audits, and where to look for the audit details. So during the webinar, you may come up with questions at any given point in time. Please use the chat window to type in your questions. We will look into those questions towards the end, but you need not stop your thoughts. As and when you keep getting questions, you can shoot it in the chat window. We will go through the chat window at the end and take each of your questions one by one. It may so happen that the question is addressed during the presentation and the demo by itself. In that case, we will go ahead with other questions. We'll start. What's in store for today is why safety assurance is critical now, why CARE360, as I said in my introduction, how to use CARE360, what support is available to you under CARE360, and at the end, we will have a Q&A. You need not wait for the Q&A session to start to send us your questions. You may keep typing to us as you go along, as and when you find you hit a question, you can just post it in the chat window. Why is safety assurance important at this time? Uh, you all know the nature of the challenge that is posed by COVID-19. Uh, Safety probably is the only way to resume and sustain businesses. Currently, we are in a lockdown stage in many countries. There is no activity that's allowed. In some countries, there is minimal activity that is allowed. So once we resume our operations, COVID is not going to be eradicated anytime soon until we have vaccines and until we have medications which are invented and which are produced commercially and made available to all of us. The only way to fight COVID-19 is to ensure the personal hygiene standards which has been laid down by WHO and further by each country administration. So how do we do that at our workplace? That is the question here. A commitment from all of us is required at this juncture towards this safety assurance. Any of us in any of our countries, if a certain percentage of people are following the safety standards, but there is a set of people who are not following these standards, the vulnerability stays as is. There has to be a zero tolerance culture to which we all evolve to, and 100% commitment from all of us is required. If not, it has multiple hazards that it is posing at us. It could be a medical catastrophe or it could be an economical catastrophe. So all of us are equal participants in this fight against COVID at the organization level as well as the individual level. So as an organization needs to ensure that all their facilities, branches, offices, ATMs are all safe zones and do not become the spread zones. How that will happen is what we are going to discuss in detail today. And, who's asking for the assurance? It is all of us. It could be the government, it could be the employees, it could be the community, because everybody wants protection at this point. So therefore, the assurance has to be given to all. The objective of CARE360 is to give a systematic and sustainable approach towards this hygiene and safety culture. It is also to build a distributed assurance, a collective assurance model. We should promote AAA over PPP, as you see in the presentation. Awareness, action, and assurance is the order of the day. Definitely not pessimism, panic, and obviously the pandemic in itself. We all need to collectively ensure that we are able to respond fast and our responses are effective. I can see some raised hands. Just give me a moment. Hi Shelvin. Would you like to say something, Shelvin?
Sorry, Manoj. Sorry, Santhosh. Accidentally pressed that one.
Okay. Okay, I'll
Sorry.
continue. Yeah, no problem. Okay, then we move on. Why CARE360? The platform under CARE360 is a nimble, flexible platform called Audit 360. Audits in CARE360, audits or verifications or checks, or by whatever name we would like to call it, inspections. These are very easy to be executed using CARE360. The reporting is near real time. There are dashboards which gives you a bird's eye view on what's happening across all your facilities, branches, or places of business at a click of a button. Recording the audit, recording the compliance across locations, reporting and response, all of this is at one place. There's near to nil operational overheads as long as you choose to stay within the shared instance of CARE360. There's absolutely no overhead on the software as such. Very fast, precise response. As I said, the dashboard gives you a bird's eye view at a click of a button. The overall software acts as a single source of truth for all stakeholders. So whether it is for internal control purposes that you are using CARE360, or if you have to share with regulators, share with other monitoring bodies about your internal compliance, it is easy using CARE360. So completely 360-degree digital application, and it becomes very easy to cover distributed location that you may have in your respective countries. What do you need to do to get started? I think you barely have to do anything now, as you've already registered. You can see that you would have got your respective email IDs and passwords, so the login IDs and passwords. All you need to do at this point in time is to make sure that you have enough approval, sufficient approval, and go ahead from your board and management. They are also in this with the requirement of commitment and seriousness. You will have to identify a team who will execute these audits or checks or verifications or inspections. It could be done by the internal audit team by itself, or this can be given to a different team. It could be given to the, if you have a branch network, you may want to give it to the branch team itself, or you may want to leave it to your facilities or admin team to do these audits. You have to come up with a task team for these audits. We have created your accounts. If you need more logins, you need to come back and ask us. And during the lockdown, while you are not able to do any activity, you may practice. You may execute some dummy audits and practice, and make sure that you got your hands on the software, on the platform, and you're able to use it when the lockdown ends. Multiple guidelines can be easily implemented using CARE360. I think we can discuss that maybe after the demo. I'll jump to the demo now. I'll take you through a video that we've prepared for the demo to make sure we have a smooth experience. So let me share the video with all of you. Just allow me a moment. Can you see my screen? If someone can confirm or message. I hope the video is seen by all of you. As you see, the login page. So in the previous page, I'll just pause here. You're supposed to put in your user ID and password that's shared with you, and the captcha, and you'll be able to log in. Your audit is already created by the Audit 360 Care 360 team. So all you need to do is to select your role as a reviewer, and you can directly go to scheduling. On the left panel, you will see schedule option. You can go to scheduling directly. And create an audit schedule. You will land up in the land up page. You can just click on the create new schedule button. There you can select an audit that's appearing with your organization's name. It is very important that you select the right audit so that you are able to spot it in other modules. Because it is a shared instance, it is very important for you to make sure you select the right audit. The auditee by default would be branch. You can select your country or location, and then the auditee is pre-configured as COVID, so you can use that and go ahead and create the schedule. You would have been given auditor IDs, so you can use those auditor IDs to schedule these audits. Once you have created this, you will get a success message. Also, the corresponding audit would show up in the auditor's mobile app. We will now show the mobile app. We're just showing you how to search for an audit in the schedule. Now you may want to parallelly log into your system and try doing this as I am taking you through this demo. So now what you're seeing is the mobile application. The first thing that you have to do once you access the application is to provide a subdomain. You will get a COVID-19 related message. You can close that. This will just be a reminder to all users. It's a reminder for the user himself, the one who's auditing himself, to make sure basic standards are remembered by him as well, him or her as well. So after this, you have to enter a subdomain. The subdomain name for us is CARE, C-A-R-E, CARE, all in small letters. This has to be entered only once. This is not a continuous process. This is to be done once for the first time when you are accessing the application. After that, the information is stored there. Now you can put in your username and password. You can refer the email received from the CARE360 team. You can update your username and password. You will be taken in to the application. In the upcoming audit tab, you will see the audit that's created now. In the past audit, the auditor will be able to check his previous audits. Now the last audit, and in the side panel, if you see, there are features for the auditor. He can create on schedule. The steps are the same as we saw in the demo a while ago, similar to the web screen. Audit selection, auditee selection, and then location and other details and the date, and he will be able to start the audit. So the first step is to accept the audit. The auditor can accept, resign, or reject, but for simplicity, we would accept the audit and move forward. Once the audit is accepted, the auditor can start the verification activity. So there is a 15-point checklist. There's a confirmation message that's shown. And there are two modes of execution, express and normal. We are going ahead with normal. There's a 16-point checklist. So as you see, there's a next button. So after you complete each checkpoint, you click on the next button to go to the upcoming checkpoint. I'll just familiarize you with the sections over here. There is a remarks section where the verifier and auditor can add his remarks. If there are any confidential information, he can put it under the confidential remarks section. The document section allows you to capture digital evidence. I'll take you through that when we move forward. So whether the, and if you have any instruction to the auditor is also given. As you see, I'll just take you back to that section. There is this I stands for information to auditor. Any details that has to be provided to the auditor goes here. So if the auditor clicks there, he will get to see more details on this checkpoint. Now, based on the reality, what is observed, yes or no can be entered. And then, as I said, any additional remarks that needs to be captured can also be entered over here. Now you're going to the document section. There you see that three types of evidences can be created: video, image, and audio. So we are capturing an image of a sanitizer that's available. It could be about something not available also, that it's supposed to be here, but it is not there. So the evidence is captured automatically. No need to name the evidence. It automatically creates the name according to the checkpoint, and you can move on to the next question. Is there intimation on the periodic hand washing? You can go through the checklist. Is a biometric access, that's a touch point that has to be disabled. So there are different questions, and we can go on executing all of these questions. Interest of time, I'm not taking you through each individual question, just rushing through this part. Now, in the last question, if you see, the next button would change to finish. So once you have entered that, you can click on that finish button. It provides a summary to the auditor of the set of activities he has done, how many positive outcomes, how many negative outcomes, just a small summary of the activity. And location enabling is mandatory for submission of audit. This way, the central team who's monitoring the activity can also know that the activity was conducted at the respective branch itself. There is a geotagging that's available along with the report. All of what we discussed on the execution side will happen without network, in an offline mode as well. So the audit has been submitted. Now we will show the express mode. It's a faster way of executing. If there are more places to be audited and it is done by the same person, a multi-select of all the questions is possible after doing the verification. Capturing the information in the system can be done using the express mode. Here the execution is very fast. As you see, all the questions checkpoints appear one below the other, and a quick submission of all of this is possible. Details also can be checked from here. Here the only point is that evidences may not be recordable at every checkpoint level. Evidences can be recorded, remarks can be added only at the overall audit level. That is, when we go for speed, we lack detail. There's a trade-off for every feature in the system. So the remark is available. We are entering the remark for the entire audit. Confidential remark is also available for the entire audit. And once these are entered, any evidence that needs to be recorded can also be recorded. And below, as you see, there's an option to submit. You'll get a similar summary, exactly same, which shows you the outcome, and then you can submit the audit. So now we'll go to the reviewers section. You can give the name of the audit. Once you give the name and the date range, the audits will show up. You can select the respective audit and view the work done by the auditor. So the reviewer is the person who is monitoring the activity. Ideally, he will be the line manager or the reporting authority or the monitoring authority of the person who is doing the verification. So the reviewer can also make edits to any of the points or may call for rework. But if he's satisfied with the work, he can go ahead and finalize audits. He can view the evidences. By default, the product has 3 roles at the auditing end, which is the auditor, reviewer, and the admin. The admin is the one who has got all rights. Auditor is the person who would do the audit or verification. And the reviewer is a person at a middle management level who reviews the work of the auditor or the on-field verifier. So the evidences can be viewed by the reviewer, and wherever there is an issue, you see there is an indication on the screen itself. These are the issues that are marked. So it's very clearly identifiable, and if there is a deep dive that the reviewer has to do, he can click on those points and go inside and see what is recorded in detail. He'll click on the finalize button to finalize the audit. Or if he is not satisfied, he can click on re-audit and choose respective questions or points which have to be re-audited by the on-field auditor or verifier. Now, if you see, the status of the audit has changed to finalized. At this point, the individual, after finalization, the individual report is available for a download into Excel. The Excel will show the summary as well as the details of the check that is done. All the details which were captured by the auditor along with the checkpoints in it. There are certain reports that are available. If you see some graphical reports are there. I'm ignoring this. I'm taking you to the other report section. So there is a detailed report with audit summary, detailed report with audit issue summary. These two will give you a consolidated view of all the activities that has happened. And these are tabular reports. So how the reports are accessed? We'll go through any one report. The method to access is the same. Just select the report, select the audit type, give a date range during when you know the audit has happened. And if you want to select a specific geography, you can do that. Or you can directly go ahead and click on submit. It will show the report. Now, in this case, in the demo, there's a graphical report which is selected, but you can also do the same thing for the row column reports. And the row column reports are downloadable to Excel. The graphical reports can be downloaded to PDF from the reports section. I'm just trying to move a little fast. So this is the row column report that we were discussing. This can be downloaded into a CSV document. CSV can be opened using Excel. Now we'll go to the dashboard section. Here you get a complete bird's eye view of all the activity that has happened for your organization against the audit that you've been doing. So if you see how many audits are scheduled, how many are accepted, how many are submitted, how many are in progress, finalized, all statuses are available here. Again, here you can give a date range selection. You will see that you can see all audit types. While you won't be able to get details of all audits, you can see all audit names. You may want to choose, you would be able to choose only your organization's audit. Once you click on that audit, the entire dashboard will show only details pertaining to your audit. There's a very detailed set of report that's available. Many graphical reports that are available. The date range is given. We are selecting. If you want to see only finalized audits, just go ahead and click on finalized. You will see only that. You can then look at which all at the region level, at a status level, at a date range level, you will get all the details. Sachin or Ramya, if you have logged in, can you also please see if there are any questions at this point? Now, the last section I would like to cover again, what's happening in the video right now. It is possible to download these graphical elements as well. You can download the summarized data into Excel, and you can click on download option and then click on a chart to download the graphical information as a PNG image, which you may want to add in a presentation or so. And if you want to, do a deep dive at any level, you can just click on elements in the audit, in the dashboard. Now, I think that's what I wanted to cover, using the demo. I'll just come back to the presentation that we were viewing.
Thanks, Santhosh. We do have some questions. So once you have covered the presentation, then I can take up.
I'm just coming back to the presentation and then we will take.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Santhosh, I had actually got some of these questions in the email itself.
Okay.
And I would request all the participants, if after this demo, if you have more questions, please ask on the chat. So one repetitive question that I got in multiple forms in the email was, can there be country specific or industry specific or company specific checklists?
It is definitely possible. Country, industry, company specific checklists can definitely be added to CARE360. As long as it is part of the shared module, the shared domain that we are using, CARE360, for this purpose, it can be done free as well.
Okay.
Any support, one point which I wanted to mention, let me see, one moment, Sachin, if I can just show the live application. I would like to show the support model. Just give me a moment. Yeah, is my screen visible now? I'm in the application. Can you see my screen?
We were still seeing the presentation, and now we can see your Zoom screen.
Now.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. I'm in the live care domain, if you see, and there's something called Amaya. who's our chatbot. At any given point in time, any questions you may have, you can ask Amaya. Click on Amaya based on the module that you are in. I mean, I'll try and go to the review audit module. One moment, I think I may have to log in again. Yeah, you can just click on Amaya, and if you are there in the review audit module, the questions pertaining to review audit module will pop up here. And if you have any further questions, just type videos. There are help videos that are available. How to schedule audit, how to schedule through an alternate mode, which is by uploading of a document. Is there a training video for audit schedule that is created? You can look at all of this. So if you want, if you felt that my demo was little fast for you, click on this, view the training video. You are good to go on your own. You can view inside the window, or you can go to a full screen mode with the video. There are, close to 300 questions that are available in the help mode. And over and above that, if none of these questions are helping you to find an answer to the question that you have in your mind, you can always go on the live chat mode. Click on the live chat, put your name, email ID, and you would be able to chat with a human being on the other side. Our support team is waiting. We will always be available to answer your questions. We'll generally work from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We will see how, if there are more queries coming in the chat mode, we will see how the support can be extended to other time zones as well. You can also write to us with your questions on reachus, REACHUS @audit360.in. We are always available, and those in India, you can also reach us through help desk number. We'll be sharing that with you soon. I think that's already there in the initial mail that's shared with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Santhosh, there are a few questions more. Specifically related to the usage of the application. One was that for how long will the application be available, and who all can use it? Like, for example, the team, how the teams have to be made, who is the auditor, the auditee, and how reporting has to be done to the management. If you can elaborate more on the roles available and how long the application is available, CARE360 application is available.
In terms of the time, currently we are making it available for a quarter, but that's not the end. We will be reviewing. We'll be reviewing along with you the situation around us, and as long as the pandemic mode of COVID-19 continues, we may also be there to support all of you. In terms of the role, there is an admin role. The role creation, that is the user creation and all, you don't need to get into all of that. Our team is there to support you. You can, I saw some question on the Q&A, how will the setup be done? Since it is a shared module, we will be assisting you with creation of the users and all of that. You can write to us, write in the Reach Us ID. We will be helping you with all of that. The reviewer's ID is what is provided to you. You can use the reviewer's ID to review the audit, finalize, look at the issues that have come up, all of that. Now, at any given point in time, for some reason, you think that you need to get into a domain that is used only for your organization's purpose. You don't want to be in the shared instance of CARE360. You can reach out to us. We will create a separate mode for you. We will find out that when there is a separate dedicated domain that is being created, it may have a a commercial side to be discussed. We will see that, and we will work out something that works for you, so that it doesn't stop your endeavor in fighting COVID-19.
Santhosh, there is one more question from Q&A. I think it's a nice
Yeah,
one.
I saw that is
the super admin. Yeah. So
yeah, super admin is the one which I took now.
Yeah. So he's asking that whether master data has to be created by them
master
or it's
data and
already
all of
created.
that is created by us now, which is where I said if there is a organization level master data to be created, if a staff, the users have to be created at an organization level, that has to be looked at as a separate domain. You may reach out to us separately. We'll discuss that, how to take that forward. Another question which I saw was, how do we install CARE360 in system or mobile? In system, there is no installation that is required. It works on a browser. So you can go to your browser that you're using. It works best in Chrome though. You can go to your browser, just type care.audit360.solutions. In your mobile, you can go to Play Store or App Store. Look for Audit 360 application. I'm sorry. The application name on Play Store or App Store is Audit 360. Look for Audit 360 application, download that. And as I showed in the demo, when you first access the application, it will ask for a subdomain. In the subdomain, type CARE. As you see in the screen, this first part, the other part is already pre-filled for your ease. Just fill this part called CARE, then you will be able to access. And then obviously you have to provide the user ID and password that has been shared with you.
Great, Santhosh. Santhosh, one more question. I think last two questions that I would like to raise. Which are the most important reports from COVID-19 reporting perspective? For example, if there is an assurance requirement from the board or management or government. So as audit heads, which are some of the most important, one or two most important reports that they should be looking at for simplification?
Yeah, I think from a monitoring point of view, dashboard takes care of all the requirements. There is answer to all questions available in the dashboard. There are 3 sections to the dashboard. One is the progress of the audit. Second is the execution progress. And the third one is all the issues that are reported. So if you go to the issues dashboard, I hope you all are able to see my screen. If you go to the reports dashboard, I'll allow that to come up. All the charts are available for you to deep dive. So see, for the given user ID I am using, there's only one audit which is visible. And, I can see slice and dice. What is the risk level, high, medium, low, which checkpoint has recorded most number of issues. It has come against sanitization related checkpoint that has the most number of issues recorded. Which area has most problems on a geography spread. Here we have not gone to that level, but once it is available, that will be there. Which auditee is facing, which branch is having issues. So all of that details will be available here. In the reports section, as I said, you should get all the details from the detailed report with audit summary and detailed report with audit issue summary. And if you want to see the status of issues, because finding issues is only the beginning, getting them resolved by the respective stakeholders is what you have to actually do. So issues with status will give you, a download of all the issues which you have to circulate to the team and get them to work on. I think there's one more. Okay, that's all.
Yeah. One more question on the, actually it's coming on the chat.
Yeah.
So somebody asked, Stephen asked that, so all these pie charts come up automatically in the application. And how much is the
dashboard? Yes, they come up automatically. You don't need to do anything.
Is there a delay, Santhosh? We have to mention, is there a delay or is it real time, near real time?
There is a delay of 1 hour. The dashboard gets updated on a hourly basis.
Great.
All other details are on a real-time basis. Only the dashboard gets updated on a hourly basis.
Great. So I think that covers it all, Santhosh, and I would really like to thank everyone.
Sachin, do we have any more questions?
No, Santhosh. I think we have covered everything. In case anybody has questions, you can type it in Q&A or in the chat. Please feel free to chat. I mean, there was one commercials related. Somebody asked if there are commercials involved. I've answered it's for free, no charge.
We will get someone to reach out to them and take the commercial questions separately.
So the public COVID-19 response instance of CARE360 is for free. Like they can go ahead.
Right? The shared instance is completely free. No commercials at all.
Right.
Now soon we will be just an update for people who have joined from India. The Home Ministry has come up, Ministry of Home Affairs has come up with a set of guidelines for organizations to follow once the lockdown starts easing out for the select industries. In a day or two, you would see a checklist, specific checklist around that as well in CARE360. And if there are other country-specific checklists that are there, as and when you share it with us, we will add that to the shared domain.
Yes. Actually, to all the attendees, I would like to point out, we are tracking all the guidelines that are coming out from WHO or from different countries. But if your country has specifically issued some guidelines, please share with us. We can create checklists for that for your country that can help all the organizations in your country.
We also would like to invite you to join the CARE360 group in LinkedIn. Those who are there in LinkedIn may join us there. And there is the checklist that we are using is already shared over there. You can contribute to this checklist. This is not a fixed checklist. It is a dynamic, evolving checklist. So you find more areas needs to be added to the standard checklist that we have in the CARE domain. You may please add that. You may let us know. We will add that to the audit. So you can use the LinkedIn platform as well for that purpose.
One final question that has come up in the chat, Santhosh. Can the system work with GPS in case network problem in the area you are auditing from?
It will, the audit has to be accepted while there is network, and then it will continue. It will not have any problem. You will be able to complete. The geotagging will also be recorded while the user is offline. And then when the network is restored, the audit can be submitted. Initially, what will happen will be a save, and after the save, when network is restored, the audit will be synced to the server. So you can just submit and leave the rest to the system. Whenever the network is detected, the system will submit the audit.
Great. So you have one message from Manoj also. If you guys want to reach out to your local municipalities or government and tell them about CARE360 so that more and more organizations can benefit from it, please do that. Even for frontline workers where this auditing can really help, please inform them, and it's for free. They can benefit from it. That said,
I think Sachin, there was one last question.
Okay.
Probably one of the initial questions. Someone asked if the recording can be shared.
Yeah.
The recording can definitely be shared. We'll share a link.
Super. Please share it with your associations also. The concept of CARE360, the link is there. With that, we come to the end of this webinar. If you have any more questions, please feel free to email it to our support team or reply to our emails. Put it on LinkedIn group as well. We are active there. And I think internal audit teams can really lead the COVID-19 response right now. We are there to support you 100% in this initiative. In a way, it's an opportunity to assess the risks, suggest corrections, and bring assurance to all the stakeholders. Be in control, bring safety to your country and to your industry and your organization employees. Thanks everyone for joining again. Thanks Santhosh for taking this session.
Thank you all. It's
Sharing
been
the link.
a pleasure. And Audit 360 through this CARE360 initiative will always be there, shoulder to shoulder with you in your fight against COVID-19.
Thanks everyone. We'll be closing
Thank
the
you, everyone.
webinar.